Okay, Jai Hind everyone.
Yes, sir.
Jai Hind.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the series
Jai
of
Hind, sir.
lecturettes, we are again meeting. We will have lecturette series. Aim is to practice, to enhance our knowledge, gain confidence, and communication skill polishing. And that is a continuation. It is a never-ending process. We will improve day by day. So, who is the first volunteer to go ahead? Okay, Kunal Saab. We will start with Kunal Saab and I'll request Ganesh to keep time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, you can start, sir.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, audible. Audible.
Good evening, gentlemen. Today's my lecture topic is Internet, Boon or Curse. Internet is a network which provides different kinds of information and connectivity. It is a global computer network where people can communicate with their customers, producers, relatives, students. In short, Internet is a worldwide network which connect all the computers throughout the world and help them to communicate with each other. First, we discuss about why the Internet is boon for the society. No doubt that the Internet made our life easier. Nowadays, we are watching movies online, ordering food online, paying bills online, buying things online, studying online, and doing many other things which were not possible before the invention of the internet. Many innovation based on the internet are improved our living standard. Because of the internet, the world has become a global village. People can connect easily to each other even if they are living on the other side of the world. Next is for students. Due to internet, students are able to take any courses in the college of their choice. Through e-learning, developing skill is much easier now due to the availability of the courses on the internet. Very important thing is when the world is fighting with the pandemic COVID-19, several countries had to impose lockdowns. At that time, people stayed connected through the internet and knowing updates of each other. Next, we are discuss about why internet is a curse for the society. Because of the internet, according to the researchers, our concentration level are decreasing with the overwhelming use of internet. As we concentrating on the lot of things at the same time. Next, our memory power is reducing with the growing use of internet. We are not using our minds as we did when there were no internet. Cyber security is the main or biggest challenge in the present time because because of hackers they can easily theft data and they can manipulate it. Everyone can express their views on internet, but this resulted in the fake news. Fake news caused so many chaos many times. We have even witnessed so many riots due to the circulation of the fake news. Lastly, I want to say internet is a definitely boon, but because it brought the world closer and make our life easier. We should utilize technology to make this world better and a better place to live in. However, every coin has two sides. It's up to us to take good and leave bad. Moreover, it is the a responsibility of
Thanks,
teachers
sir.
and parents to guide their children and students about the good and bad side of the internet. Thank you very much.
Very good, Kunal Saab. Conclusion part was good because you ended on a positive note. Internet is a necessity. Today we cannot survive without internet. That is the situation which you have also brought out. The origin
Sir,
of internet started from defense because we are appearing in a defense entrance exam. So you can quote that American Air Force and American Armed Forces invented internet. It was basically for military use initially, communication,
sir,
and that is how it got transferred into civil domain and it has become a hit. Now during COVID, we could find out that internet has made our life easy. Sitting at home, we could do a lot of things. Continuation of education system was possible. E-market is continuing without even opening the markets. So all those things was a positive. Every coin has two sides. Similarly, boon or curse. On a boon side, there are so many merits. Merits in the sense necessity, utility, and the ease of life which internet has brought to us. We can easily connect. Gone are the days where people were writing letters, and now it is easily possible that communication faster means within no seconds you can transfer any kind of message, good, bad, to the other persons. Video call is possible, conferences are possible, trade is possible, and it has become so fast, lightning speed. But the curse side, yes, it may end our world. Our existence is threatened. We are getting connected electronically, but emotionally we are getting detached at family level, at society level. These are the curse side. Uh, it may be used as a propaganda tool by adversaries, and it can disintegrate our society. Many things. But Kunal Saab, good flow, no grammatical mistakes, more energy level you can feel. Confidence level is directly concerned with energy level. This is
Sir,
the improvement area. Just feel that you are putting more energy, you're feeling energetic while talking or delivering lecture, and automatically problem will be solved, and conclusion was appropriate, and this is how you have to structure your talk. Good. Who is next?
thanks.
Okay, Lakhan Saab. Okay, Lakhan Saab, go ahead, then Ganesh will be there. Kunal Saab, keep time, then we'll go to Vijay.
Sir, you can start.
Okay, good evening, gentlemen. Today, my lecture topic is Indo-China relationship. Gentlemen, we know after the and India recognized China as a mainland country. But yeah, India in 1954, India is also making a strategic relationship with China simultaneously so that we can have a good relationship with our neighboring country. But gentlemen, we have seen some uprising between there was some conflict when India has given the asylum to the Tibet Guru Dalai Lama in India. Immediate after we have seen a war in which we have been lose a large land of Aksai Chin to China. Simultaneously, we have been involved in several clashes with China. We have been clashes in Arunachal Pradesh, in Tawang, in Ladakh sector because of the Pangong Lake, and eight finger figure is also there. So, generally, we have seen that the relationship between both the countries are also not so good. Even though our former army chief General Manoj Naravne also have a threat with China. So, gentlemen, in order to counter the China, we are also relationship with the US and other countries. We are also conducting the Malabar exercise in the South China Sea so that we can make and close eye on the Chinese activity. And in the piece of now, I like to tell you about the peace of agreement. Gentlemen, we know that we both the country also conduct the naval exercise hand in hand, or we also give a message to China, Hindi Chindi bye bye. But in retaliate, what we have seen in May 2020, we have been seen a clash in which we have lost around 20 soldiers of our in 20 soldiers. Even though China is also lost a amount, but they have not declared it. But on the other side, you can see how the China is claiming to the Arunachal Pradesh as a part of the Tibet. Even though we have seen that how the Chinese incursion policy in the Indian territory, it is emerging day by day in the Galwan Valley, in the Tawang. So it showed that in the China wanted to keep a pressure on India. Now,
Last
other
30
side,
seconds.
we are also emerging as a developed country in the Asia, but China is also trying to counter us. Even we also have around $135 billion of the trade with China In order to counter, we have been banned several apps of China, but still we have totally more dependent upon China. So in the last, I would like to conclude my topic that yes, gentlemen, we if in order to become a powerful country, 47, we have to be reduce the dependence upon China. So that and if there are any issues and conflicts is there, so both the countries should come on the negotiating table to resolve the issue. Thank you.
Good, Lakhan Saab. Good delivery of lecturate. Important topic. Lot of updates are required in this segment, Indo-China relations, and we simultaneously almost got independence. We are developing parallelly, but the pace with which China took over and gone far beyond our levels is commendable. If you know, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, was interacting with Chinese counterparts, that time China was not having that much development which India started with. The first airlines, courtesy Tata's, we had airlines, but China did not have airlines, and they wanted we to start international flight first because they were not capable initially. This was the situation in somewhere in 1950s. But we faced a problem in 1962. It was a total misadventure from China. It was a betrayal of friendship. And thereafter, we see even the world is recognizing that China is not a trustworthy friend. It always has nefarious designs, plans, some suspicious mindset, and they will do something which they are not talking. This is the problem with China's international projected picture, and which is to some extent is true. And off late, there are some contentious issues, but that can be resolved, as Lakansa was saying, through negotiations. And we can do that. There is no problem in that. But how to actually do it at international level when two countries are competing for superpower status? China is also a great country with a lot of now economic might, and India is striving to reach to that level, and soon we will be doing that. Population wise, market wise, we have neck to neck all those things, parameters. But the problem is little advanced economy, China, which is having little upper edge as far as the money power goes. And that is how it is enslaving the countries around us. And that will be a strong point in negotiations when they are under their belt. Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, to some extent they are trying Bangladesh also. These will be the neighboring countries which will have impact on our negotiations, because we also want to have very strong relationships with our geographic neighbors, and we want to solve the Ladakh issue, border issue, the Arunachal Pradesh issue, and Ladakh. The Lakhan Sahab has highlighted how it started with the maybe Dalai Lama's shelter here was the start point. Some communication gap. It could have been handled much better way, and then China has got problems not only with India, all the neighboring countries, whether it is seashore neighbors or the land borders, whether it is Russia, whether it is now Japan, India, everywhere they have got problems. So the mindset of China will never change. We need to actually become strong. We have issues and we should be tackling it with more muscle and money power. We cannot expect China to come to a very decent way of approach. It will never be. It is a dragon in true sense, because China is generally represented as a dragon, and it is dragon. They will always betray. They will speak something and do something else. That is the image they carry at international level. So the border disputes, whether it is in Ladakh or in Arunachal, thereafter some competitive market policies, thereafter after the COVID, there are some more reasons we need to become self-reliant and not having the dependency on Chinese market, especially the manufacturing, chips. Entire world is feeling about it. So these are major issues in times to come. While formulating or seeing China as a friend or foe, we need to be very, very balanced. China is never going to be a friend. It will always be a competitive country. It will always be on an enemy side rather than a friend side. Many things can be covered in this. Lakhan sir has covered good. Okay, who is next?
Sir,
Okay, Ganesh. So, okay, Mukesh sir, after Ganesh, we will come to you. Then Vijay is there. Lakhan sir, keep time.
Okay, sir. You can start.
okay. So the topic for my today's lecture is foreign policy of India. And in the international community, we all know that every country must interact with other countries. And this interaction takes place with some definite objectives and principles. And these objectives and principles can be termed as the core of the foreign policy and foreign policy of a country. So basically, what is a foreign policy? Foreign policy can be the sum of the total principles, interests, and objectives of a country which it formulates in conducting the relationship with other countries. And foreign policy is never a fixed concept. It keeps on changing according to the domestic and international conditions. Now, India has adopted certain principles and objectives in her foreign policy. National interest is one of the core objectives. Then comes national security as our prime interest. And one of the thing is India has never compromised with her national security for the sake of upholding these principles of foreign policy. And there are two factors in the Indian foreign policy. One factor is domestic, which is our internal one, and one is international. Domestically, we can state that our history, culture, geography, and we can say economy have played an important role in determining these objectives and principles. And if you talk about international thing, the environment created by the Cold War, rivalry between the two superpowers, Russia and US, the UNO, arms race, we can say liberalization, colonialism, these have also played very crucial role in forming the foreign policy. Our we can Now I would like to state that our first Prime Minister Shri Jawaharlal Nehru gave due consideration to these factors when he was shaping our foreign policy in the post-independence era. And at the time of independence, we all know that we were suffering from economic evils like poor infrastructure, poverty, unemployment, hunger, and poor health conditions. And to overcome these evils, India needed support in the form of capital technology from the international community. Hence, economic growth became one of the prime objectives of our foreign policy. Now, coming to the main part, which is the five fundamental objectives of our foreign policy, and these are first is to preserve the preservation of India's integrity, territorial integrity. Second, promoting international peace, economic development of India, elimination of colonialism, and lastly is the protection of interest of people which are living abroad, the Indian origin people living abroad. And to achieve these objectives, India has set a
Last 30 seconds.
Panchashil principle, which is five important factors, which are mutual respect for each other's integral integrity, then non-aggression against each other, non-interference in each other's internal affair, equality, and peaceful coexistence. At last, I would like to say that India is a country which has always upheld the objectives and principles, and it has become a model for all the countries. And India is a country of whose foreign policy has been praised by US, Russia, and even Pakistan. And India has been contributing a member to the UN and
Time
many
up.
groups like BRICS, G20, ITU2. And India is the only country which has groupings with West, Middle East, Russia, China, and Southeast Asian countries. Thus, India, I would like to say, is a country which has a foreign policy which is very well calibrated with the changing global conditions. Thank you.
Very good, Ganesh. Foreign policy of India today is quite discussed and noted also. You see how India has moved. Presently, unprecedented situation like the appointment of foreign minister. We have ex-bureaucrat who is having vast experience and that is paying us. We have a good brain at that position, experienced person, and that is how our democratic setup is evolving. We have national security advisor who is from that background. These are the things which are changing our international relations and international image. And we can see positively, these are important factors. Way ahead will be strong. Now, coming to foreign policy, what Ganesh has beautifully put across points. Foreign policy can never be a permanent thing. It will change. It has to change. Today, we may have a very close relationship with US, which was not the state just a decade back. Slowly, it is getting strengthened. We were very close to Russia and little away from US, and that was a Cold War era. Today, we are openly confronting China, which was not the situation. We were keeping balance. Internally, we were not developing our eastern borders. Today, we are developing because we have bad memories of 1962, where the enemy could reach to Tejpur as in as possible. Tejpur is quite in hinterland. In the north, we have already lost Aksai Chin area. We have to recover. POK, we have to recover. Let's be very honest about it. It is our part. Someday we will see in our fold. On map, theoretically it is there, but practically not. So time will tell when it is going to come under us legally and technically. But what is most important? The international relations are very important. We should have good friends, strong countries on our side when there is a call. I'll give you one example. When the surgical strike, whether it is ground or air, when happened, was it so easy? No. Before taking such call, a nation has to really set platform through international diplomacy. If you take your mind to that situation when there was a announcement, next day briefing was there, press briefing, that such and such thing happened. No country actually openly condemned India. So that means international diplomacy was very, very perfectly set. We could project that Pakistan is at fault. We have no fault. We have enough tolerance level, but the line has been crossed. And there is no way out, and now we are ready. See, the fighter aircraft getting into enemy territory is a big, big thing. It is a declaration of war. It is nothing less than that. But India could do that because our international policy, international relations are probably the strongest today. We know which country will react what way. We are taking them in confidence. Coming forward, see COVID period, the developing nations, especially from the African subcontinent, were looking up to us for help. Now, little forward, Russia-Ukraine war is going on, and people are ready to listen India's voice. They want to hear us. And now the presidency of G20 is happening, and we have a much wiser and powerful say. Okay, good Ganesh. Flow was good. A lot of good points articulated, lecture. Continue doing this. Okay, now we'll go to Mukesh sir. Ganesh, keep
Uh,
time.
Yes, sir. Okay, you can start, sir.
Good evening, sir and gentlemen. Today's my topic is black money. Black money. What is the black money? Money that is earned illegally or which the necessary tax is not paid. It is called black money. What is the source of black money? First is real estate, hawala, gold smuggling, and corruption. Some self-reliant group and trust are there, but they don't provide the proper statement of their source of income and funds. NGO also receiving fund from foreign source, but they rarely file their statement with the government. It's also create hurdle in front of the government and informal sector and case economy. It is also lead to the black money. What is the impact of black money in our economy? First, it creates markets distortion. Another in black money means loss of tax revenue. It's reduced the government capacity to build the public infrastructure and corruption in government project the low level uh, due to this and we have to it makes difficulty for the RBI to effectively target the inflation. Another one is we can say that it government also face the problem of deciding the fiscal policy. Another one is we can say the black money also further driving up the real estate market. It's create hurdle for the common man in the society, and it also increased the inequality and poverty in society. And due to this, the common man has to face lot of issues. And due to black money, you can say the also it impact to the common man's life, because the person don't get the job and some person are they are getting earn more money. So it's also create the psychological effect in the society. So what is the way forward? Way forward, we can say that tax reforms is the also one solution maybe there, and another one is voluntary disclosure scheme. Through that, government can bring the NGOs and the trust, so they can disclose, and after that government can impose some taxes for them. And demonetization was the good decision of the government, and e-rupee will be the best way for the black money, to control the black money. Lastly, I conclude my topic with my opinion. Friends, as a citizen, we contribute toward the government scheme, and also we should help to government in way of the tax, so government can make a good infrastructure for the nation development. Thank you.
Okay, good, Mukesh Saab. Uh, E-rupee is going to be a game changer. It has just begun. Let's see. I think it will have a more impact in future. Black money is actually a big curse on our society. It doesn't actually gel with our value system, culture, big heritage. Such a beautiful culture and heritage on paper. If you talk about India, our forefathers, just three generations back, gave their blood and life for freedom, getting out of the clutches of British. We got freedom. People gave their everything, including life. They happily got martyred for the sake of country's freedom. And today, three generations down the line, everyone is busy accumulating money for self. This is purely a contrast. Difficult to believe how a nation can do like this, or society can be like this. There is a beautiful movie, I always quote this example, Gabbar is back. I think in that movie there is a subtle message. Unless and until the family members start questioning something which happened with Valmiki Rishi. So in that um, Gabbar is back movie, in that the message was, in the end, what audience can draw out. Suppose a person is doing corruption and bringing black money to home. The kids or the parents or the wife, someone in the family questions why you are doing this. We don't want this. We want honest 10 rupees rather than the black 1,000 rupees. And that will be the greatest message, strength to the person who is involved in this. What is the human psyche in a developing nation? They want to accumulate money for whom? Near and dear ones. Want to give every best facility to near and dear ones. And when the people around them start questioning, we don't want this. We want a pure, very, very honest life. This value system has to sink in. And probably tomorrow's kids should be taught that let's question at home. If something is bought, there should be discussion in home. What is the source? I think these discussions will solve the problem. We will not blame a person in a developing society who is doing this, because these are emotions going in wrong direction. That person probably is not doing for self, but doing for loved ones. And that is little immaturity at the cost of nation's growth, nation's prosperity. Because when black money is there, I say any black money trail invariably leads to anti-national elements. If there is a black money, the last link, it may not be visible in front. The last link is actually anti-national people. Suppose I am involved in it, I may be linked to someone another person is involved. So maybe 3 4 persons down the line there is a person who is nation's enemy. If there is a fake currency, definitely the source is anti-national agency or anti-national people, and the person who is actually linked to that chain may not be aware who is on surface, who is actually getting caught. So everyone has to understand, let's not get into black money or anything which is actually harming our nation, and come out of this. Let's have an honest life. This value system has to build up. It is the biggest threat to our country, internal threat. And if this is not controlled now, we probably don't require China or Pakistan to destroy us. We will destroy ourselves because our society will be um, disintegrated. People will fight with each other. There will be rich and super poor. The gap will be too much. Distrust will be too much, and we will fight with each other. And this is not the country our forefathers dreamt of. They gave their life for building a good Bharat Desh, and that is definitely not a present situation. Maybe you and me, we all can contribute, spread the word. Let's spread the honesty as a biggest virtue we can practice, and it has to start with ourselves, in our at least families. If there are couple of people who start in their family, things will spread. Okay, good topic and very very emotional topic. If someone is patriotic, okay, Mukesh Saab, good delivery, confidence is good, no grammatical mistakes, flow can be little more energetic. Okay, Mukesh Saab.
Sir,
Okay, good. Now we will go to Vijay.
Yes, sir.
Mukesh Saab, keep time. And then lastly, we'll go to
sir.
Farhad.
Vijay, you can start.
Good evening, gentlemen. Today's lecture topic is space tourism. Space tourism is a human space travel for a recreational purpose. There are several different types of space tourism, including orbital, suborbital, and lunar space. Tourism during the period from 2001 to 2009, seven space tourists made eight space flights aboard a Russian Soyuz spacecraft to the International Space Station, grouped by space adventurers in conjunction with Ros, Ros, Roscosmos and RSS Energia. The published price was in the range of US 20 to $25 million per trip. Some space tourists have signed contract with third parties to conduct certain research activities while in orbit. By 2007, space tourism was through to be one of the earliest marks that would emerge for commercial spacecraft. Russian orbital space tourism in 2010 due to the increase in the International Space Station crew size using the streets for expedition crews that would previously have been sold to paying spaceflight participants. Orbital tourist flight were set to resume in 2015, but the planned flight was postponed indefinitely. Russian orbital tourism eventually resumed with the launch of Soyuz MS-20 in 2021. On 7 June 2019, NASA announced that starting in 2020, the organization aims to start allowing private astronauts to go on the International Space Station with the use of the space exclusive Dragon spacecraft and the Starliner spacecraft for public astronauts, which is planned to be priced at 35,000 USD per day for one astronaut and estimated 50 million USD for the ride there and back. Work also continues to work developing suborbital space tourism vehicles. This is being done by aerospace companies Aerospace companies like Blue Origin and Virgin uh, Galactic SpaceX announced in 2018 that they
Timer.
are planning on sending space tourists, including UNESCO Mezwa on free return trajectory around the moon on the starship around the moon on the starship. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vijay, you are in the beginning phase of your communication skill development. Good. You are referring for points and all, or maybe requiring some help of reading out. And next stage will be you just jot down few headings and thereafter you elaborate on it naturally so that your own natural vocabulary comes into it. Okay, Vijay? Topic is interesting. It is the futuristic world, space tourism. Imagine today people go to Simla or Kerala or Sikkim, or earlier it was a hot destination J&K, and today people are thinking of space tourism. This is the world we are living in, which is technologically advanced. We have no barriers actually to our dreams. And Elon Musk and party, those who are looking way ahead, where our thinking stops, their planning is beyond that. They're already having missions and plannings for all these kind of things. But on the planet Earth, we are yet to actually explore everything. We need to reorganize humanity on planet Earth, and exploring the outer space will be a great thing. My only worry is can we protect our Mother Earth and enjoy the outer space too? It will be interesting to see in future because slowly we are destroying our Mother Earth through pollution and humanity at a large, whether we are able to protect or with our nuclear arsenals, are we going to destroy ourselves and the planet Earth? We don't know. Whatever is the concern, we need to really address it well as a collective human being on the planet Earth and enjoy the outer space as far as possible. Isn't it? It will be interesting. So now move to the last speaker probably today. Farhad, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vijay, you keep time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, gentlemen. And my today's topic is climate change. What can we do about it? So, what is climate change? According to a recent study of NASA, it shows that the average rise in the concentration of carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere has been started the highest compared to the past 20,000 years. With also with the terrorizing facts like accelerating sea levels, melting of icebergs, it has become a primary subject of study for the people living on the earth. Leaders all over the world have been started thinking this matter seriously. So, what are the causes of climate change? Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen are responsible for creating the greenhouse effect on the planet. And with the increase rise in the temperature and the heat trap is there is no way of escaping the heat from the earth. So it is creating a very dangerous state for the people. And other gases such as chloro CFC, which traps the heat inside the earth, and it is more largely poisonous than CO2. The now the world demands the with the exponential growth and the science and technology, it requires more fossil fuels to generate power and electricity, and in return they create harmful gases like CO2. And one of the most major issue is deforestation, where people cut trees and destroy the biodiversity of the earth. Now I move into the effects of climate change. The effects are with the increased rising temperature, the icebergs are melting and it is hiding the coastal areas. We have in the recent news also, we come to know about various extreme climate conditions like in summer we get undisturbed rainfall, or in winters we get this rainfall. This creates a havoc nature on earth. So taking these conditions, many parties have come together, and recently the COP27, which was held in Israel, they discussed about this to clean the earth. And apart from that, India should work at the grassroots level, so like planting of trees and cleaning of rivers and saving biodiversity parks. And lastly, I would conclude that we need to be better stewards of the planet and take efforts in rebuilding what we have lost and building what we believe would be fruitful for future generations. Thank you.
Good, Farhad. I think much more improved performance today. Last
Yes, sir.
time's performance and today's, there is a stark difference. A lot of improvement I can
Yes, sir.
see. Confidence is
Yes,
more,
sir.
flow is good. Topic is very important. Climate change.
Yes, sir.
Just now I was talking before this lecturate that can we save our
Yes, sir.
Mother Earth? There are concerns. We are actually going in a wrong direction collectively as a human beings. So pollution, or to that extent global warming, or pollution of all kinds, air pollution, water pollution, or noise
Oil
pollution,
pollution.
everywhere things are getting noticed and the world is coming together. But I think we are late, but it is still a welcome step. All countries are discussing, but the race for development, race for arms race, if you can call, these are very dirty, and that is the problem. Just I think 2 days back, the AUKUS, Australia,
Yes,
UK,
yes.
and US,
US
they have
and
come together and
US.
nuclear submarine related deal is finalized.
Submarine.
And China is objecting. On one hand, you say we want to control these issues, developmental issues, and the other countries will get into this race, and it will be a problem for whole world. So on one hand, when we have conferences, when we have decisions, we want to control the nuclear related things, or anything which will harm the entire planet's existence will be at question. So all those things, when we discuss on paper, can we implement it? There is a problem. The countries will
Problem.
say
Yes,
their own interest. Groups, when they come together, they plan it well, but when it comes to execution, there is a serious question.
like, yes, sir.
Okay, so good, Farad. I think
Yes,
topics,
sir.
such topics, you can speak a lot of things, but India's
Yes, sir.
concerns are rivers. We need to have clean rivers.
Clean
Climate
rivers.
change is a big problem
Climate change.
because today you see there is a unprecedented rainfall in many pockets, whereas it is summer now, and
Yes, sir.
a lot of
Rise of
areas the
temperature.
farmers are facing
Yes, sir.
problems. You are presently in Assam.
Yes, sir. Rightly, I am in Assam.
Assam and Northeast has got different rain pattern, but
Yes, sir.
today
Yes,
in
sir.
Maharashtra, farmers are not used to this kind of thing. Crops are getting
Yes, sir.
destroyed. So today there is a
Yes, sir.
rain in Maharashtra. So these are
Okay,
problems.
sir.
Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
So
good.
I'll develop more. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you will do. Anyone who wants to speak something, or shall we close? It was good. All topics were very nice. Okay, uh, Nakul, you first give introduction. Nakul Rajput, you can go ahead. Not audible.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
so this is Nakul R. Rajput, and I'm currently speaking from Himachal Pradesh, Indo district. So I have joined this group with a reference of my one of friends. So for my lecture practice and all the valuable things which Sir told us, Sir tell us in his lectures, and his wide view over each topic and his feedback, our weaknesses or points which we can improve. So I really like his work. So today I will be speaking my lecture topic. I have decided it is Chat GPT. So, sir, should I start?
Okay, I'll ask Farhad to keep time. Nakul, what you are studying presently?
Sir, I'm preparing for the CDS
Okay,
right
very
now, sir.
nice. And who gave
So,
you reference?
so it is my one of my friends who is already in the army, and he suggested me that
Very
there is a
nice.
group.
Okay, good,
So,
good. Um,
so,
you are in which year of graduation now?
so it's my second year of graduation
Very,
BSc.
very good. You are proactive. If you start from now, before your final year exam is over, you will be cleared with CDS. And moment your final year result is in hand, you are already joining academy. That is a very, very happy scenario. You must aim for that.
Yes, sir, I'm trying my best and
Okay, good, good.
getting all the valuable aspects, sir. So,
Okay, Farhad, keep time.
Yes, sir. I will keep the time. You can speak, gentlemen.
so, Chat GPT is a AI bot. And basically, it is a chat bot. Bot here means a software. And nowadays, it's been a global sensation because it has gained the user base of 100 million in over just 2 months, which is far ahead of all the Netflix, Amazon, and other many popular apps. So it has got a huge success. And what it really stands for, it basically a chatbot which will talk to you like a human. It will answer your all queries, be it a math problem, be it a essay writing, be it any kind of assignment which we will asking. It will be answering us in a as a human is answering the questions. So just like you task the chat gpt as a write a letter or write a email or code a essay, or you can even ask chat gpt to do things like rhyming a song on your name, your friend's name, on his birthday. It will do it very easily and in a way that a human is doing the task for us. So all in all, it's like a human robot for a personal human robot for us. So as it is growing day by day in a fast phase speed, and uh, in just few days before, its new version, which is chat gpt 4, has been launched. So it was developed by a new startup based company, that name OpenAI. It is a San Francisco based company. So, and uh, seeing the success of this AI bot, the Microsoft company has also invested in 10 million US dollars in this startup, and it's been using this technology in its Bing search engine. So there are, yeah, it has facilitated students and all the easy assignments, but it also have some side effects as well as the
Last 30
uh,
seconds.
thoughts on that. So the side effects of the chat bot is that it has got some errors. It is not emotionally reliable. We cannot be reliable on its decision. And the second one is that it is there is also danger of losing some jobs. But there will be also some new jobs by the help of this new technology. So all in all, there is scope of improvement always. And if we are losing some kind of job, there will be
Time
a
out.
need of new jobs. So we should be positive over it.
Okay, good start, Nakul, and brought very happening topic. This is very
So,
interesting phase of technology where the artificial intelligence has brought in something very disruptive. This chat GPT is talk of town
so,
today. People are talking so much, and there is a fear, growing fear that we will lose a lot of jobs because machines are going to work for
so,
us, and then humans will be left with no work. So, what is going to happen,
so,
especially country like India, where we are already fighting for jobs, and if machines start replacing humans in such a scale, especially ChatGPT, people are now Elon Musk, who was actually part of that founder group in OpenAI, and he also said we are heading for
sir,
a big disruption. And application part of this chat GPT is still imaginary, because anything and everything is possible
sir,
with the artificial intelligence applications, and machines will
right, sir,
replace humans. So even in military, and let's talk about military, what is going to happen if
sir,
there are border
sir,
radars, and if the radar is a sensor actually, and if you have technology which processes all kinds of inputs and has the fire system through some algorithms,
sir,
whether to fire or not, and sensor to shooter link, people call in military. If this gets so sophisticated with such kind of technologies where human intervention will be less required. Today, you are
sir,
having so many things in commerce industry, especially where things are getting automatically graphed and everything is output for humans. But when it comes to military, we still require human interception. For example, if there is a unidentified object in airspace, some human element has to take a call whether we should shoot or not, as of now.
sir,
But if tomorrow technology gets to that level where it is able to think, because this is think now, think mode, artificial intelligence
sir,
is going to make your machines think like man. And except the EQ part, emotional quotient part, if everything is getting
sir,
sorted out, so probably we are heading for good life as well as dangerous life. Machines will overrule us and humans will be jobless, and
sir.
these jobless humans will create problems because there will be too many criminal activities. That is the biggest fear,
Yes,
because
sir.
people.
If it is in the wrong hands, then it will have the wrong effect on us.
Yes, typically Hollywood
Yes, sir.
movies last 2 3 decades have been projecting such kind of themes.
Yes, sir.
Uh, some
Yes.
technology landing in wrong hands, and that villain or that wrong group, how it can
Yes, sir.
create
That
havoc.
Terminator and yes, sir.
Yes.
There.
So these were
Sir.
just concepts, but it is becoming reality. So let's see
Yes, sir.
how good people and bad people, two groups will always remember that
Yes.
it will always coexist. So we should
Yes.
have good number of good people. If it is, as long as it is going to exist in superior numbers, things will be okay. Interesting. We had a lot of
Sir.
variety of topics today. It was contribution of lecturate is noteworthy, good standard. You all are practicing well. Go more and more on variety of topics. Enhance your knowledge, enhance your confidence. This is a platform where you come. Initial days you can refer points, but you should set a target that within 5 practice, 10 practice, I should be speaking randomly without referring a point. You must be prepared, because what is exactly going to happen in SSB? You'll get a card, and immediately after 2 minutes you are going to speak. So there will be no reference or no time to see Google or something. So let's get on to the serious business. We will practice that way. 5 10 practice is enough. By referring, initially you can read, after 2 practice you can have broad points, and another 2 3 practice you should just get away from that, and you should be talking randomly. Okay, we will end here. Before I end, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, there's one doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what if we lack at some factor figures in our lecture topic, and we are covering it by putting the opinions, but we are lacking at the fact and figure. Which
See,
will it have the bad impact or our bad impression on that?
okay, let's come to a basic point. Communication, if it has to be effective, the best part is how much statistics you can bring, how much examples you can quote, then it will be effective. So if you are starting this journey of communication to make effective, slowly it will build up. It will not come overnight. Suppose today you have spoken on chat GPT, some statistics you could read. Ideally what happens, you may prepare for 3 minutes talk by reading 1 hour, half an hour, some data, but ultimately you miss on many points when you speak and you
Yes,
remember
sir. Yes, sir.
कि अरे मुझे ये
Just
भी
like
बोलना
I
था.
missed the full form of GPT, sir, in
Yes,
here.
Yes, so
Yes,
this
sir.
thing happens, but
Sir.
more and more practices will evolve. Your subconscious mind is getting automatically tuned. Next time your mind will only, that algorithm is beautiful in our mind. We generally believe that there is a
Sir.
supercomputer, there is a system. We believe that RAM 5, this, that, whatever speed, and but we don't believe our own brain. It is beautiful setup. More and more practice will give you that momentum. Some statistics will apply to any kind of topics, whether it is some population related, job related statistics, some kind of
Sir.
universal phenomena. You can apply in many topics, some kind of economical statistics, some kind of
Yes, sir.
government programs. You can speak anywhere and everywhere. Like I keep telling every time, India wants to be a $5 trillion economy. You can pull this point to any topic. If it is
Yes, sir.
social topic, then also. If it is technological topic, then also. If it is international relations, then also. You can see India on one hand wants to be a $5 trillion economy soon. We want to be self-reliant, and revolving around that, you can just connect with your whatever topic is there. I'm just giving example. So if you
Right, sir.
have some data slowly building up in your notebook, because I recommend in a notebook you make sections: social topics, technological topics, military topics, international relations topics, some current affair topics. And in that five, six topics, you get into that umbrella. And this is how subsections are forming. And after maybe 10 practices, you have so many data coming into your heads, and you need to just organize it. This situation will
Sir.
come automatically, don't worry. So statistics
Right, sir.
are welcome. Statistics are required to make it an effective, impactful lecturate. Because you cannot just keep saying rhetoric, जैसे plain English बोल दिया. You may speak good,
Sir.
but it will add extra impact when you talk about numbers. When you talk about ChatGPT,
Right.
first 5 days. Now I'll tell you number in ChatGPT. Within first
Yes,
five
sir.
days, 1 million people clicked it or subscribed to it. So this is
Yes, sir.
statistics. See the impact of popularity. 5 days, one
Yes, sir.
million. The Facebook for 1 million took many days. I don't know, but
Yeah.
for this,
That took 3 years, sir.
yes. So ChatGPT, it
Yes, sir.
is just 5 days. Imagine the
Yes.
technology or the internet users or the people who are crazy for such kind of new launches, and maybe the potential of disruption. It speaks volume about that. So I just give
Yes, sir.
one example. Okay, we will end here. Have a
Thank you,
good
sir.
time. Keep preparing well. Be happy. That is more important. Bye. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.